Good morning! It is starting to get much colder and I have cracked out a scarf. Today, first up, ancient slavery lecture. First up, battle with the photocopier. Then, ancient slavery lecture. Then I'm heading to the British Library. I'm going to finish off tomorrow morning's lecture, do the PowerPoint for that. And then maybe do a bit of work on my book. We'll see what happens. I just finished teaching the ancient slavery class. It went really well today. I really didn't like the reading. It was very odd, but it was an important piece for them to read about comparative approaches to history and comparative approaches to archaeology. And then we talked about how to find slaves in the archaeological record. And I think it went really well. So now I'm just on my way up to the British Library. I'm going to finalise tomorrow's second year ancient history lecture. And do some work on that. I'm going to edit yesterday's vlog. I am going to have a coffee and hopefully, I hope I will have a chance to do some work on my book. I really feel like, I've mentioned this before, like I have to do it. I owe it to myself.
Yeah.
To do, and to do the way that I feel right about doing it. I certainly, when I was talking about it the other day, I certainly didn't want to lay blame with the person who gave me the advice to go with Press B, the university press, because they thought they were giving me the best advice. And I mean, if things had worked out differently, it would have been the best advice, I think. If I had 2 years ago, or even this year, got a full-time position, then perhaps I would have had the time to work through the book and get it published with a UP. As it happened, that's kind of not how it went. So, I don't know. I just want to get it published. I think it is worthy. I think the study is really good. I think it's not discipline-shattering work, but it certainly pushes the boundary in some interesting and thought-provoking ways, I think. But then doesn't everybody think that about their own work? I don't know. The problem is that my next project, which I might never actually get to do, I think is discipline breaking. Not breaking, but it is shaking, discipline shaking. And I'd really like the chance to do that research. So I'm going to get this book done. I'm going to give it all my love, all my hope, all my joy, all my attention, all my life, until I see it in print. And that is basically that. I've discovered, and thankfully not too late, that I have left a set of vitally important handwritten notes at home. So this is one of the perils of writing all my lecture notes by hand, is that I can't finish writing tomorrow's lecture without these notes. So now, instead of going to the British Library, I'm going home to finish working on my second year ancient history lecture. So that's a faff about, to say the least. I'm just taking a quick break to make some tea with the beautiful teapot that my sister bought for me. And I just wanted to show you something incredible that my daughter has made as part of a school project. This is a voluntary project, and they were given 4 different topics, and one of them was ourselves and our families. So my daughter has made this book about her family. So you can see my family, and there we all are. Me and her dad and my parents, her other grandparents, my sister, and her husband and her daughter, her dad and my partners, and her dad's siblings. And our houses. This is our house. We live in the bottom floor of a 2-story terrace, so we have upstairs neighbours, and that's why we have 2 doors. With her dad, she lives in an apartment building. So there they are there, and the lift that takes them up, and their car down in the garage underground. And then just our family trees. So I'm super proud, and I think that it's really amazing. She came up with all of that on her own. Apart from the actual doing the family trees, she did everything on her own. So I'm just very proud. I wanted briefly to check in and say something about sort of the reality of life. I am currently sitting at the dinner table with my daughter. She's eating dinner. And I am making PowerPoint slides for tomorrow morning. I had a change of heart at the last minute about one of the things that I wanted to include. So I could not be doing this. Essentially, I could have just stuck with my original idea, but I don't think it was as clear. I don't think it made the point as clearly. And so now I am at 7:10 sitting making PowerPoints while my daughter eats dinner. She's currently peeling the skin off a baked potato. So that is the reality of academic parenting, and I just wanted to check in and share that with you. I finished my PowerPoint just in time for a bedtime meltdown. Welcome back to parenting.